Alright, looking at base number 4 in the current war. Um, for Town Hall 10 attacking this, I am looking at bringing 9 dragons, 10 hogs, 2 giants, max loons in the clan castle, and 1 lightning, 2 rage, 2 freeze. Um, it's kind of a multi-level attack. So first thing is dropping 1 giant here who will work his way up to draw fire and also draw the clan castle troops. And then you're going to drop probably 5 hogs right after him. You want to wait until he starts drawing fire from the cannons here. That's the most important thing. Those point defenses. This archer tower he'll grab early. The cannons are the important ones. Before you drop the hogs, make sure you drop the hogs a little to the inside, but also on the right. So this is the nearest defense. If you go too far to the right, they're going to go to the archer tower. If you go too far to the left, they're going to go over here. So the air defenses should be your nearest defense. This will serve 2 purposes. You want to take down the air defense, but also draw out the clan castle. It's possible you won't take down the air defense. That's okay. You have a couple extra hogs for that. So 5 hogs here. 1 giant, 5 hogs. Pull the clan castle. You also want the clan castle to bunch up, which is why you're only doing 1 drop. Archers, wizards, and witch, and they should all come out to right about here. There's Teslas, by the way, here. I think the other 2 are up here, if I remember correctly from Bob's attack. So once these troops are dead, you kind of want to let them die. I mean, hopefully they get down the air defense. Even if they don't, let them die, because the clan castle will be bunched up. So you can drop your lightning. You got to take out those wizards with the lightning. That's the most important thing. Then you're going to do the same thing over here. Drop 1 giant, let them draw fire, and then drop 5 hogs. If for some reason they don't get this one down, you're going to need to drop 1 or 2 hogs here, and then just have the giant and the rest of the hogs. Depends on how much strength this has left. Hogs do about 100 hit points of damage, so you just have to gauge. The goal at the end of the day is to get these 2 down. If you don't get them down, it's not the end of the world. This is still high probability of a 2-star attack. This is just how you're trying to get 3 stars, is taking these down. Alright, so after that, after the clan castle's gone and these 2 are down, hopefully, you're going to start the main brunt of your attack up here with your dragons. So these army camps are great funnel creators. So you're going to drop 1 dragon here, 1 dragon here to take those out, and the rest of them are going to go in here, the other 7. You sprinkle them in here. Because once these army camps are down, everything is going to go in. The closest buildings are always going to be in, which is great, because you want to get in here. This is where it gets a little complicated, because you have air defense, the Infernos, air defense, Expos, Queen. You have lots of stuff that's going to be focusing on your dragons. The Infernos actually aren't a big deal against max dragons, but you just have to make sure they're only on your dragons. You don't want them on your loons that you're bringing. So there's kind of we'll talk about how to do that. Basically, so you drop your dragons. This air defense, once that locks onto a dragon, which will probably be after this goes down and they get in here, then you drop your loons. And you bring your clan castle full of loons, you drop it right here. You're going to do that, and you're going to drop a rage spell. So you want to rage right around here, because you want the dragons to finish this off. You want the loons to get in here and take out this air defense, and then hopefully be able to work their way through and help you out a little bit in the rest of the base. Most important thing is that they get down the air defense before it does too much damage to dragons. The other thing you have to be careful of, though, now is this air defense. I'm sorry, this Inferno tower. So once the loons are dropped and if this archer tower is down, before those loons break this circle, unless this thing's already locked onto 5 dragons, which it probably won't, because a couple of them will be up here slowed down by this gold storage, you're going to want to freeze. So your first freeze has got to be before the loons get in here and get targeted. Those loons will go down real fast. So your first freeze is going to be right here. You want to get it over, depends on where the queen is, but your goal is to get it over the Inferno, the Expo, and the Queen, because the Queen will be shooting at stuff too. She'll probably be up here. It should be fairly easy to get um, her included. So you get your first rage in, you do this. Hopefully before this freeze wears off, your hope is that some dragons have worked their way through. At least 5 of them have worked their way through, so that they'll be the first targets of the Inferno when it unfreezes. And also that your loons have been able to work their way over here and are hopefully, working on the Inferno or the Expo. So the next thing you're going to do, you're going to be gauging up here. Hopefully, dragons aren't straying up here. If it does look like they're going to stray, you might want to drop your king. Just drop your king here to start taking down these buildings to funnel the dragons, keep them going inward. You want the dragons working on these air defense. You don't want them up here messing around with storages. So maybe even proactively do that. You could actually even drop your king up here to create the funnel, and he'll work his way down. Might not be a bad idea, just depending on how strong he is. This Expo might take him out. So I'd rather the Expo aim than on my dragons, honestly. Okay, so once all this is going on, you're going to drop your second rage in here. You want to rage in the core, so that the dragons and hopefully loons are still up, are working their way through to get to this second Inferno. This Inferno they're locked onto dragons as well. Your hope is that you don't have to use your second freeze. If it looks like this thing is targeting loons, because the loons are ahead of dragons, you're going to have to. You're going to have to use your second freeze here on this Inferno and this Expo, which puts the raid in danger of possibly only being a 2-star again, because your preference is to be able to use that last freeze on this air defense while the dragons are working their way over. While I've got the top ones over here. The other thing you can do is if you're worried about this, the beginning of the raid, you could drop your queen over here or your king, either one, and she'll work her way in. And since this isn't hidden behind walls, she'll eventually take it out. There's always the possibility of her straying. I worry about, you don't have any kind of funnel created, so I'd rather not do that. And honestly, aiming for a 3-star attack, where I think you're actually going to need the queen more is down here, because you've got 2 archer towers that are going to be picking on your dragons as they work their way down. And I would rather have the queen here so that she takes out these buildings and then takes out these archer towers before the dragons get there. And then the only thing you have banging on your dragons the rest of the raid is this archer tower. If you don't need your king up here, then you could drop your king here when the dragons start to get in range, and he'll distract fire from that archer tower. He just works as a tank while the dragons work their way over. That's it. It's not perfect. I think it's probably a 1-star no matter what. I think if you can get in here, and as long as those loons are still up while you're raging, this is 2-star, because the loons will take down a lot of these defenses. And if you look at the air defenses, I mean, this one's not even covering the town hall, so the dragons can bang on the town hall without even getting hit by it. So that's it. Good luck.